back to the Football Down. We're live with the last live stream of the season, of course, where Stockport County will be taking on Wrexham. Apologies for the slight delay. We're still trying to get the match up and running on this county player at the moment, so that's been the slight delay. But I thought I'd try and get live as soon as possible for those who have been waiting. But yeah, it's a shame. Last game of the season, last time I'll be using this service, and we're having a few issues with it. So hopefully that can be fixed as soon as possible, and we'll go from there. It's just playing up at the moment. Hopefully other people aren't having the same issue as what I'm having. But like I say, last game of the season, don't really want to be focusing too much on the negatives. I should be able to get it up and running fine in the end. So we'll just sort of see. Hopefully the volume's okay as well for everyone. And yeah, we got the Stockport County lineup coming up in a second. I'm just going to get to it now. Not as organised as I like to be. Here we go. Stockport County's starting 11 then for the game today is Hinchliffe in goal, of course, which he was on course to get the Golden Glove in League 2 this season. There could have been a slight bit of competition from AFC Wimbledon's keeper, Alex Bass, but I think he's been ruled out of the game, so Ben Hinchliffe already has the Golden Glove. It's already sorted. So despite him keeping a clean sheet or not, doesn't really matter today now. That's already sorted. That's already going to be given to him probably at the end of the game, or actually it'll be given at Edgeley Park tomorrow, won't it? So yeah, that's Hinchliffe sorted. Bain at the back, he gets a start. Horsfall comes in as well. Callan Camp, Sarcevic, Nick Powell, Ethan Pye, Cal Wotton, Louis Barry for hopefully not the last time for Stockport County, but could well be for the last time. Mouse Hippolyte and Connor Lemonhay Evans. On the bench, we've got Smith, Ibal Toure, Paddy Madden, Rico Richards, Ethan Bristow. I said Eric Bristow then. Ben Knight and Lewis Case. Ben Knight could well get a little bit of a short cameo off the bench for Stockport County today. Be interesting to see, because we haven't really seen enough of him, to be honest, to judge what kind of a player he is and whether or not he has anything to offer Stockport County going forward and possibly coming back on loan next season. Be very interesting to see what happens with that. But I think that Rico Richards is a player that has shown glimpses in his loan spell this season from January onwards. So be interesting to see what happens with him. The same with Louis Barry, but as it stands at the moment, it's the last time we'll see Louis Barry in a county shirt, and hopefully that won't be the case. But like I say, at the moment that will be the case unless something changes over the course of the summer. Still having difficulty with this stream. Doesn't want to play ball. Don't know if other people have had the same problem as well. I'm just trying to log in as we're on here. This time I've actually paid for it as well. But yeah, how are people feeling about the game? Obviously, we know that both teams already promoted, but it is that last game of the season. It is a small rivalry, I suppose, between the two sides. Certainly, in terms of recent history, it's a big rivalry. So both teams will still want to win the game, and like I say, this team will be broken up a little bit over the summer. I suppose some of these players are playing with each other for the last time. They'll want to put in a good performance. So it should be a good game, if I'm actually able to watch it. That is obviously. Put a slow mode on, so comments coming every 30 seconds. But yeah, I want to get people's thoughts on the game. And is anyone having any difficulties in trying to tune in and watch the game? As I say, we've still got quite a bit of time before the match, as we are just an hour away from kickoff, or just less than an hour away from kickoff. So we've still got time, but I think a lot of people are trying to get on this last game of the season stream, I suppose, and that might be an issue, like what we had against Notts County, possibly. Was it? It wasn't Notts County, was it? It was the Colchester game, wasn't it? Where I think people had difficulties watching it. Notts County was absolutely fine for me. No Madden disappointing. That's the opinion of Nick. Yeah, disappointed with that. But he is on the bench, isn't he? And I think that we're always going to see some players drop to the bench. Cal Wotton obviously comes in. Louis Barry. It's his, like I said, it's probably going to be his last game for Stockport County, and we've got to rotate that team. I mean, in terms of that starting 11 that we put out, and I'm sure other people have seen it as well. There's a handful of names that I think won't be there next season. I think we're looking at people like possibly Neil Byrne, possibly players like Cal Wootton possibly as well. Miles Hippolyte and Connor Evans are going to be two players that I wouldn't be surprised to see move on. Whilst Connor Evans has come back on loan in January and done well, I don't think he was ever Dave Challoner's favourite player, and therefore I think that he's done us a job. The sort of back end of the season, but I still wouldn't be entirely surprised if he was to move on. I'm signing on the stream. The key is signing early, people. Yeah, but that's what I thought I was doing. What time do people get in at for the stream? Because I've just paid for it about 15 minutes ago and can't seem to get in at the moment. Like I say, I'm trying to sort it out as we're on air, which is not ideal, but it's given the option to buy it again, which don't really want to do. But yeah, I'm sure other people are having the same problem. I'm sure I'll be able to work out at some point. I'll be able to get in. Like I say, we've still got a bit of time anyway before the game kicks off yet, so hopefully that'll be sorted. But as always, if I am unable to watch it, which would be disappointing, I will still be live at full time to give my reaction to the result at least. Try refreshing and delete cookies. I'll give it a go. It's not ideal this, but yeah, like I said, the game is not going to be the game that I think people were expecting it to be at the beginning of the season. We spoke about that, in the preview for this game, in the sense that we thought it could go down to the wire, this title race. It's obviously not done that. Both teams already secured League One status for next season. I think it'll be interesting over the summer for both sets of clubs. But like I say, I think that there's, someone else made a really good point in the comment section actually. When I spoke about it, I suppose Mansfield and Wrexham could be playing for prize money, because I've not looked into it, but the prize money obviously will be different from third to second. So I suppose Wrexham will want to try and end the season as strong as possible. They'll want to try and get a second if that's possible for them. And again, for them, it's a home match, so it's your last chance to play in front of your home supporters for the season. County have already had that last Saturday, so the motivation for Wrexham, I think, will be there. Obviously, they would have hoped to won the title this season themselves with the money that they put into the squad. So the fact that we took the title off them, and to be fair, I wouldn't really say took the title off them, because I never really felt that Wrexham were there for the title. But County have come out on top again, haven't they? So from a Wrexham point of view, I think they'll obviously want to get a result of this game, and obviously County will want to end the season in a winning fashion as well. Before we obviously we go to Edgeley Park tomorrow with the with the sort of bus parade, the trophy, the individual awards being handed out. So I think that there's a lot on the line in terms of personal achievement, personal stakes. Delete browsing history cookies, EC. Best browser for me is Chrome. Yeah, I'm on Chrome. Make sure you get a complaint in during the 90 minutes, or else still try and dodge paying a refund. Yeah, I should be able to get in. Like I say, I'll focus on it once I'm off the stream. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, obviously last time we played them, it was 5-0. I don't think we're going to have that kind of scoreline again. I don't think County are really going to want to push themselves and run themselves into the ground too much. I think with the team we've put out as well, and what we've got available off the bench, I mean, we've got the option of Madden off the bench. We've got the option of Rico Richards off the bench, and Ben Knight, who's a bit of an unknown quantity, to be honest. So I'm excited. Obviously, there's a few names missing from there that I think we would like to have seen. Tanto Alafi, of course, we know, has picked up an injury over the last few weeks. That's disappointing, but I'm sure he'll be back, better and ready than ever for League One next season. That's the main thing. In terms of player contracts, I'm not sure he's available. Not available. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the contract situations. I'm sure once we get to the point where the season's finished officially, I'm sure we'll get the retain list come out, and then we'll have a better idea of who's going to be staying, who's going to be signing new contracts, and then I think then we can have a proper conversation about what areas we need to fill, because it's all well and good saying, maybe we need a left back or a right back at the moment, but if we find out that maybe one or two shock players are going to leave on a free transfer, then that's a key position to fill. So it's very difficult to look at what kind of players we need to be signed at the moment. I'm looking forward to it. A bit disappointed about Madden. Let's hope Barry has a good game. Absolutely. And as I say, I think the focus in the summer will be trying to get Louis Barry on not on a permanent, but certainly on loan for next season, because we know the quality he's shown. And to be honest, I think that County will have a lot of credit in the bank trying to get Louis Barry on loan because of the relationship with Aston Villa, with loan spells. Obviously, another thing that's important to point out is Louis Barry hasn't really done very well on loan wherever else he's been. He's done well at Stockport County, so I think that Villa, in terms of looking, if they are looking to loan him out again next season, I think that they'll look at Stockport County and go, you know what, he did well last season. Let's loan him out again. So I think that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Obviously, we spoke about some of the transfers yesterday on the channel. If you haven't seen it, do go check it out. And obviously, I squashed that Ross Barkley rumour, which I don't see anything happening in. By the way, I just wanted to mention the reason why I put slow mode on is to try and basically make sure that I can read each comment before another one comes in. So hopefully people don't mind that too much. It just gives me that opportunity to try and make sure I read everyone's comment and really focus on what's being said. I hope our fans behave today, have fun, have a couple of drinks between both sets of fans, but just behave, stay off the pitch and let the players do their stuff. Enjoy it and enjoy it tomorrow too. Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically the same message. I think I'd echo that, to be honest. There's no need for fans really to be getting. I mean, to be honest, there's never a need for football fans to start fighting one another. But certainly in a game which is, from a motivation point of view, it's a dead rubber in terms of County already promoted to League One. We've won the title. Wrexham can't really do much more than what they've already done. They can possibly finish second, but even that relies on Mansfield not winning. So I can't understand why both sets of fans want to cause trouble, but inevitably there will always be a few people who do try and do that. But yeah, like I say, and like what Luke said as well, have a few drinks, enjoy the day. I don't know what the weather's like over in Wrexham, today, to be honest. But there's no need to be getting on the pitch from either set of fans. There's nothing to celebrate really, and just try and enjoy the day and try and keep out of trouble if possible. Wrexham 2 versus Stockport County 3. Ollie Palmer will be crying. So you're going to go with a 3-2 score prediction in County's favour. I went with a 2-1 in my preview, so I'm going to stick with that. Like I say, I'm not really that bothered in terms of. Obviously, I want to see a good performance. Obviously, I want to see us win. I'd never say I'm not bothered about us losing because I would be. Even though we're already promoted and we already won the title, you don't want to lose a game. So I'm happy with a 2-1 County win. Not that bothered about blowing them away. We've already done that once this season at Edgy Park where we won 5-0. So yeah, I think there's more motivation, to be fair though, for Wrexham to try and get a result out of this because of the 5-0 at the beginning of the season, because of the fact that we've won the title. County don't really need to prove themselves, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, we'll try and give this another go again. It's so frustrating with this County player, but as I said, with the Sky deal coming in next season, I think it should change things and make things a little bit easier. And obviously County get their money anyway through the deal. So very frustrating. I wonder if they put anything out actually to say that anyone's having any difficulties. Pius told fans he's staying next season at the club, have a 12-month option on him, and clubs in for Barry, according to Wilson. Speaking to fans on Castle Street last Saturday. Okay, well, that's brilliant news about Ethan Pye. I couldn't imagine he was going to be a player that would be looking to move on anyway, with him being a local lad and that, and having a breakthrough season at County. If anyone saw my video I did midweek as well, where I talked about 5 players that County must keep hold of for next season, Ethan Pye was one of them. I had him. I sort of hold him in high regard, to be honest. I think the performances he's put in this season alongside Fraser Horsfall, I think we've always looked at our best defensively, when we've had them two playing alongside one another. So Ethan Pye's a massive boost to have him again next season. And as I say, 12-month contract as an option, as a clause. I think we've got to be offering him a new contract anyway, to be honest. As for Lou Barry, it doesn't surprise me. Clubs will be in for him, but I think that County should have the edge, unless it's a Championship's, standard football club. Then again, would Villa think that maybe the Championship's too soon for him? I'm not too sure, but I think that County, if they're looking to loan him out again next season, I think County have got a very good chance. I'm not saying we're number one pick, but we're certainly going to be held in high regard by Aston Villa. I think that's for sure. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. As I say, I think that we've already had the Ross Barkley rumours early on by people on Twitter. I think we are going to see us continue to be linked with ridiculous names over the next few months, but I do think that County will sign some top quality players for League One, and I think that I don't think we're just there to make up numbers, to be honest. And to be fair, I don't think Wrexham are either. I think that both teams will go in and give it a good go, and I think they'll be both be teams that are strong in League One next season. I mean, if you look at the teams that were promoted automatically from League Two last season, they've gone into League One and they've all done relatively well. Obviously, the final game of the League One season's just taking place at the moment. I've just got the Derby County game on behind me. Not really kept too much of an eye on it, to be honest, but obviously Carlisle are being well and truly battered at the moment, I think. Well, not it's only 2-0 to be fair, but I thought it might have been more. But I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, I was thinking about this before. Obviously, Ben Barkley, what happened with him last season? Having his contract terminated or pushing to have it terminated so he can make that move to Carlisle was a little bit short-termism because they've gone right down and we've gone and obviously won the title. So when you look at it from his point of view, what would he have rather have done? Having said that, I suppose he wasn't really in Challoner's thinking, to be fair. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with obviously players that will be leaving. Teams that get relegated. I think that County will sign well in the summer. That's for sure. If it was down to Barry, I think he'd pick County unless it was a Championship club in for him. Yeah, I have to say I agree with that from Nick. To be honest, I think that his interview after the game last Saturday was really good because obviously it's a difficult question when he's asked about, he wasn't quite asked it in this way, but essentially it was asked in, would you come back to County next season? Obviously he spoke about, he wants to impress Aston Villa. I 100% understand that he's from that area. He probably supports Aston Villa. I 100% understand that his focus would be on trying to get into Aston Villa team, but I think that he did leave the door open. And I think from listening to him, what I got was, if I do come out on loan next season, it probably would be County I'd like to go to again. So hopefully there is a deal to go there. To be honest, you can make an argument to say that we're a better fit for Lou Barry next season, even if a Championship club comes in on loan. It depends on the Championship club, because if it's a team that's going to be near the bottom of the table, then it's probably better to be at County in League One, who should probably be pushing for mid-table, possibly higher than that. So, if you're loaning a player out to a club, would you rather loan a player out to a relegation battling team in the Championship or a team that's going to be mid-table to playoff positions in League One? For me personally, I want my players to be doing well on loan, so I'd go County. But that's just my point of view. Everyone will have a different point of view. Some people will see it and say that if Lou Barry's fighting in the Championship relegation battle, that might be more experience, might be more of a challenge for him. And I completely understand that argument as well. So it depends on your sort of outlook and your way of thinking on it, I suppose. But like I say, looking forward to the game today. Obviously, there's not too much on the line, but I think there is pride on the line. County have taken quite a few fans with them to this game as well, so it's about putting on a good performance for them as well. And the away supporters all season that have gone, because they've been fantastic. So it should be an enjoyable game. I'm going to do a 2-1 score prediction. And like I say, I'd be interested to see how the game goes. I'm looking forward to it, and we will be here with the full-time final score as well. So we're going to cut it short, to be honest. Not going on as long as usual. I'm going to try and get this County stream working, to be honest, and I'll keep you guys updated on what's happening. But we will be live with the match reaction later on as well. So thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Don't forget to check out the stream at 5 o'clock as well, where we will be going live with the final score. So hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. And like I say, don't forget to check out the channel at 5 o'clock, where we will have the match reaction on this channel. Thanks for watching.